Good afternoon, it's Debbie with the Pickin Coop Farmstead, and I'm making multiple videos. Today is Tuesday. I believe it is the 5th of August. I want that for my journal purposes. But I am going to be sowing indoor seeds for my fall garden. Earlier, I made a video. It should have uploaded yesterday on what I'm planting, where I got the seeds from, and all that good stuff. So I have everything sorted right here according to date, if it's direct sow or if it's indoor. So the first thing I want to plant is some torpedo onions. And let's see, this lettuce, let me go through here real quick like. Yeah, these guys take a long time, so I'm planting those first. So these are from M.I. Gardner. They're red long of Tropea or Tropea. I don't know how you say that. I call them torpedo onions. So I have my handy little marker. I'm sure you've seen me do this before, but if you have not, I guess that's just one. I get these from that grow store. I'll attach the grow store. I also get these lovely watering trays, and I get my soil from them. And super nice guys that work there, and it's very inexpensive. So, okay, so I'm going to put on here, these are red long, I'm going to put of Tropea, I'm not putting that, onion. Then I want a cup. I'm reusing my cups. I drill holes in these with my drill. And I like the taller, narrow cups just because I can put more in one of these black watering trays. So let me put you down so you can see what I'm doing. Over here, I've got my bucket of moistened potting soil. And I'm just scooping some dirt in there. When you're starting seeds especially, you want it to have the soil to be moistened. You don't want it to be dripping wet, and you don't want it dry. So I am going to open these up. And M.I. Gardner is pretty cool because they have like a glue, and it works for a couple different times, couple applications I would say. Onion seeds are super tiny. I plant multiple in 1 cup and just sprinkle them along the top of your soil. I don't even count them. I just put them in there. I'm going to kind of tamp them down just a hair. I'll sprinkle a little bit more on top. As a rule of thumb, your seeds should only go twice their width and depth of the soil, of what that means. So if your seed is this wide, you're going to plant them this deep. So onions just barely on the surface. So I'm going to stick this doesn't quite fit in here. I have an old lid of a tub. I'll just put it down that way so you can see what I'm doing. All right, then seal these back up. And a lot of times, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I usually end up getting dirt everywhere. So, but what I use is painter's tape because it's sticky enough to hold it closed, but not too sticky to where you can open it without, reopen it without tearing your bag, just like that. So I'm just going to go along and I'm going to just keep planting. So the next one, this is my now category. I've got lettuces. Let's see, rutabaga. I think I'll plant. I'm going to have to order more of these. These are MI Garden American Purple Top Rutabaga. These take 65 days. I'm going to kind of thumb through here and see. I know lettuce is really short. Kohlrabi, 60 days. Brussels sprouts take a really long time. So these are 90 days. These are fairy morse. They are not organic. These are catskill Brussels sprouts. I've been planting these every year and they come up. I just am not planting them early enough, I don't think, to get the actual sprouts. They start forming. They're about the size of this pencil head, the ones, my spring ones that are out there. But what happens is it gets too hot in the spring or summer for me to get some, and in the fall I don't think I plant them early enough. So I'm going to plant a few of these in a cup. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just do a couple. And I like to I'm kind of brain dead right now. I'm sorry. I like to plant multiple things in one cup and then I go pop them up when they get big enough. So, and they say not to plant root vegetables together, but I think I'm going to. So now I'm gonna plant a bunch of cabbage. I'm gonna hope there's probably maybe 12 to 15 seeds in here. I'm going to sprinkle them around. They're very, very small, about the size, maybe even smaller than the onions. And I know darn well I've got way too many in here. But I'm going to try it, and then we can always, come on, little fella, transplant. There we go. And I like to transplant when they get big enough to where they're true leaves. That's the real leaves, not the little weird seed leaves that come up. You're always going to have those. I'm just going to just call this sprouts because I don't know what it is. And there you have it. So I'm just going to keep going along like this. Add this tape to the back of these. Sometimes you can get away with using your tape more than once and sometimes not. So, and I keep all the seeds that I have planted off to my left side just because I'm right-handed over here. Then that way I can go write these on my little journal that I showed you. And that keeps track of if they sprouted, when they sprouted, and then it also allows you time, space to put, if you direct sowed, I put direct sown or indoors, so I know. All right, so next we're gonna go along. See rutabagas, let's see, kohlrabi, onion. Here's some more onion. I know cauliflower, and here's a different kind of cabbage. I'm gonna have, if all my cabbage grows, I'm gonna have a lot of cabbage, which is good because I want to try making sauerkraut. I did before, but I wasn't very successful, only because I forgot about it. And yeah, it wasn't. Cauliflower, when you ferment stuff, it has to stay under the liquid that it's in. Now, I've done fermented pickles. They turned out wonderful. So this is going to be Walla Walla onions. They are 125 days. So they're a long, long growing process. So Walla, onion. All right. These are M.I. Gardner seeds. I'll show you the packets as I do them. You only get about 75 seeds in here. There's probably about 10 or 15. But still, it is a good value for your money. Try to spread them around a little. Put a little more soil on top. And then once we get all these done, then you're going to want to sprinkle them in really well. I use my sprayer. It's a multi-purpose sprayer. I spray my worm juice on my plants with it. I don't put any other stuff in there other than what I use on my plants. And then I put water on top of that. And I put it on the finest mist that I can get. That way you're not washing your seeds around out of the soil. There we go. So these guys are ready to go. So I'm just going to continue going through all of this, and then I will come back and show you everything that I've planted, because you guys aren't going to want to sit here and watch every single thing. This video would be super long. So I'll be back. All right, I have, I think, 5 different kinds of broccoli here. So what I've done, I put on the top the longest maturing dates to the shortest on the bottom. I think what I would like to do is succession sow these, meaning start some today, wait a couple weeks, start some more, and keep doing that until I've planted all these different types of broccoli. That way, because broccoli is one of those veggies that do not store well, obviously. But, and you can't really can it either. It turns to mush. I guess you could try doing refrigerator pickles, pickle it maybe. I don't know. But, so what I'm going to do, because you can only eat so much fresh broccoli, and I don't want it to go to waste. So, I'm going to plant some today. Maybe I'll do them a week apart or 2. I haven't decided. And then I will put another divider in here for a week or 2 weeks whenever I decide that I want to do that. And then I will get all of these types of broccoli planted. And broccoli does pretty well in cold weather. So I think I'll be just fine. It's, it's always an experiment of what you do. So at least that's what I'm going to do with my broccoli. I've never done that before. I've just sown it all at once. But I think succession sowing, just like I do lettuce, because lettuce is one of those things that grows really fast. It bolts really quickly or goes to seed in the summertime, and then it gets bitter, but it grows really well in fall. So I am going to start my lettuce indoors at a later date, and then we will do our lettuce the same way, and I'll put additional dividers in my seed packets. And then every day I make it a habit, kind of like every day, once a week or what have you, look at my little seed planting box over here. So these are called Decicio, I think, broccoli, M.I. Gardner. So these will be planted obviously today. I think maybe I'll plant another kind. That's quite a bit of broccoli plants. Let's see. I've got 5 different kinds, and these all have, these are Siskiyou seeds is another one I bought back in Idaho. They were at the Homestead convention last summer. and these came up, and the red cabbage, I sowed some red cabbage, is the same one as these. So maybe I'll do both of these. Yeah, and then the other three I will plant in 2 weeks. I just made my decision. Okay, well, I will be back. Okay, I'll be back, seriously. Okay, so I have everything sown today that I'm going to sow. These are all the longest maturing date fall vegetables that I want to plant. So I ended up with 2 types of broccoli, the Siskiyou Seeds Company Steve Select Tender Early, the DeCiccio or Ciccio broccoli, M.I. Gardner, Purple Vienna kohlrabi, M.I. Gardner. I've got the American Purple Top rutabaga. I've got Siskiyou Seeds Red Express cabbage. I've got the Charleston Wakefield cabbage. That's the pointy, coney looking cabbage. I'm kind of excited about that. I see everybody growing it on all my people I follow on YouTube, so I want to give that a try. We've got the Snowball cauliflower from M.I. Gardner. Walla Walla onions, M.I. Gardner. Red long of Tropea or Tropea. They're like torpedo onions. And then we have the longest of the Brussels sprouts, the Catskill Brussels sprouts. So all of these are sown. I kept them all in a stack because I'm going to go put them in my gardening journal for fall. I'm going to mist these really, really well, all of these, and put a little water in the bottom so they can absorb a little water, and then they will go on my shelf over here with the grow lights. So that's all I have for you today. So I hope you're happy, healthy, safe. I hope the sun is shining where you are. Thank you so much, as always, for watching, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I love all the comments you guys send me. God bless you all. Happy gardening. Until next time. Bye-bye.